Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in this AFK journey video, we're going to talk about Lucy because with about 3 days left on the dimensional banner, I think a lot of people are asking whether or not they should commit to Lucy because they're seeing more use of Lucy either in the arena side, the Supreme Arena side, or the AFK stage pushing side. So without further ado, let's talk about Lucy's kit first before talking about her performance in the AFK stage side. Why is she seeing more use and why is she good in the various game modes right now? So first of all, right, let's run through her kit briefly. So Lucy's ultimate summons Aquarius. Aquarius able to do damage as an individual body. Aquarius able to do the mini stun with the mini whirlpool ability, and on top of that allows Lucy to transform into the Star Dress Aquarius form for additional control onto the enemy itself. So these two together gives you 2 layers of control, and on top of that Lucy is able to transform really fast because the ultimate has initial energy at the start. So she's able to summon Aquarius even though, right, usually all these summoner units, they take really long to charge up. So that's for Lucy. She charges up really fast and then she transforms, and then she will be able to get out multiple controls with her as well as Aquarius in the Star Dress form. And on top of that, at the start of battle, before she summons Aquarius, she's able to deliver the Lucy kick. So this is a little bit more damage, but more importantly, that 2.5 second stun. So this, when you combine it with the Iron Armor's combo, what happens is Iron Armor's combo will pull, control the enemy for a few seconds, and then Lucy goes in for a Lucy kick. So usually that 4 to 5 seconds of control that this trio is able to provide will be more than sufficient for Lucy to summon the Aquarius, and then Aquarius will be able to offer the additional body, the additional damage, as well as the additional control. On top of that, Lucy over here also has the ability to give water barrier. So this water barrier sort of gives you that additional survival, especially for your frontmost unit. So in the Iron Armor's case, it's usually either Almas or Iron, and if you're manualing the stages itself, what will happen is Almas will usually be the sacrificial lamb to take that initial damage, and then you use Iron to pull all the enemies together, get shielding from Almas as well as the shielding from Lucy from the water barrier form. So that's how your frontliner Iron's able to survive. And more importantly, this water barrier at level 10 gives you range defense 50. So yeah, this range defense might not be that spectacular when you first look at it, like it's not that big, but like against AFK stages where there are usually a lot of range units, either 4 range units, 3 range units, and this is a very useful skill, right? Against melee units, even better, because even if you don't have the range defense, what will happen is because you have Iron Armors, they're all melee, the units have to walk towards you to start attacking. Your Iron Armors will be able to pull them and then control them, and then allow your Lucy's control cycle to come online. So if you take a look at her Supreme Plus skill, when Lucy reaches full energy while Aquarius is on the battlefield, Aquarius attack speed increases by 80. So this will give you more damage, and this means that in this Iron Armors or control comms in general, Lucy is able to do decent amounts of damage based off some of the replays right here. So this is one replay with Lucy, pretty good damage. Not as much as Bonnie, but pretty decent, okay? And then if you go into the talent trials right here, we have the replay with Lucy, with Iron Armors, with Fermo and Ludovic right here. So this is the damage output, pretty good. So this is not a Supreme Plus Lucy, okay? So what this means is, in all honesty, I think Supreme Plus Lucy is not that important because you're mostly using Lucy for the first 4 abilities, right, including the EX weapon. Technically, yeah, 5 abilities right here, because the haste allows her to run through her ultimate, her skills, and attack faster. So overall, I think Lucy is good enough if you have been playing through the Fairy Tail event and you push her to M+ to be used for AFK stages. Okay, for the PvP side, Lucy is also seeing more use because right now in the earlier stages, what happens right now is there isn't any like control immune factional talent. There's also no inbound talent. I think the closest we have to increase survival is the Graveborn one, which gives you the additional shielding to survive a lot better. But taking into consideration in the early game, most people will be busy with pushing, so it'll either be the Wilders, Maulers, or the Celestial Hypogean Tau for the AFK stage push, as well as your various game modes. So Graveborn is not that heavily invested in yet. So that is yet. right? But with regards to the PvP side, the reason why Lucy is seeing used is because the meta is slow enough that Lucy is able to get off Aquarius and get off her series of combo off as well. So without further ado, let's showcase some replays from the other players and then discuss about some caveats for Lucy, okay? So we're just going to go into the replay side. So right now, this is where Lucy is mostly seeing use at. So as you guys can see, the twins got melted almost immediately. With Iron Armor's pull to control one side, Lucy to kick the other side, we only have this frontliner doing damage. So this gives us enough control timing for the whole team's kit to come through, right? So we have Iron on this side, okay, controlling. We pull enemies in together, and then we have Lucy right here with the damage as well as a control from this angle. So you can see a multi-control attack from this team itself because of the different layers of control, and then you make up for the lack of damage with a Bonnie in your team or with a Pheromone in your team in general. So that's with regards to Lucy's usage right now, mostly with this Iron Armor's comp, because Iron Armor's comp gives you that very consistent control so that your Lucy's whirlpool control stack is maximized and you're able to get off Aquarius safely without your other units being bursted down almost immediately at the start of battle. So I've also seen Lucy being used in some zoo comps, very rare, but it's possible because of the additional body that Lucy is able to provide. So right here, this is just Supreme Lucy. Okay, we're going to run through the replay. So this one is with Pheromone as the damage dealer, as the damage booster. So Iron pulls everyone in, controls the enemy long enough, and then Lucy jumps in for the kick. And because the kick renders her inbound, unaffected, she's able to survive with that slither of HP and then transform into the Star Dress form. So when she summons Aquarius, you get the Star Dress form, and then you also get the additional shielding, which is protection for your front line to survive better so that your back line can continue to do what they want to do right here. So that's the idea of Lucy being used right now. Do I see Lucy still being used moving forward? I guess to a certain extent, yes, but is she unsubstitutable? I think not, because in her place, I think you can obviously still use your Bonnie. You can use Arden, right? You can use Tarsi. There's this Iron twins Tarsi with Alma's comp. The idea is always Iron Almas and then like a few other control units, right? So if you don't have Lucy maxed out, or if you're really new to the game and you might not have enough time to farm for Lucy, then what you can do is use the likes of Arden, which gives you the additional root at the start of battle, right? We're going to run through the other substitutes for Lucy. So like for Lucy's case right now, if you don't have Lucy, other units that can do her job similarly would be Arden, right? Bonnie also does her job, and last but not least, Tarsi obviously does her job. So what these units have in common is they have either number 1, damage, number 2, control, or number 3, debuffs, right? So in Bonnie's case, debuffs, AoE damage, as well as control to make up for that control and damage output from Lucy. And then for others' case, we have a much faster route. We have massive AoE damage with the Thunderbolt as well as the Iron Armor's combo to give you even more damage on Arden. So Arden rooting the enemy also increases your survival. And last but not least, Tarsi with the massive AoE, with sleep, with the ability to be an additional body, also can be a substitute for Lucy. So that is for those of you guys who do not have her. So that's pretty much it for this Lucy video. So for Lucy's case, I think she's a unit which sees use because of her utility to existing really powerful comms, and since she's a free unit to most people, as long as you play through the Fairy Tail event, I think she's good enough as she is. You don't have to commit more into her. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.